हेलो बच्चों, तो कैसे हो आप लोग? क्या देख रहे हो? तो अच्छे ही होंगे। दिस इज अभिनंदन ओवर हियर फ्रॉम माय फ्यूचर टेक फॉर डिजाइनिंग योर फ्यूचर। वेलकम यू बैक। Okay, so we have the virtual machines, and once we are on inside the virtual machines, we are going to get the screen. You have the SAP logon like icon over here. If you double click on this, you will be having this uh, like screen open. And what you can do with this is you can click on logon. Okay, so once you have clicked on logon, you will get a screen where you need to enter four things. Defaultly, your user like client ID will be given. The client ID we have it over here as 800. So mostly for a practice purpose, we'll be using a 800 client ID. Don't change it. Your username and password will be given to you, and that we will enter it over here. I'll enter mine. So SAP user, this will be common username for you also. Okay, and language I'll select as English. So we have spoken about this already. It supports 20 plus languages, and we will go with English. So I'll just click enter. So if everything is good, everything goes right, then we'll be heading towards the SAP initial screen. So this is my SAP initial screen, and we have seen few things, that is these are the menu like items over here. We have a buttons over here, we have a functional buttons over here. Okay, inside this we have a drop down menu also. Okay, like this multi-level menus also we have. And also we have seen this is my command line prompt or command prompt, where I'll be entering my command, or we call this as uh, transaction, or we call it as transaction code, or in short we call it as T codes. Okay, T codes. So I have been telling you all these things already in well in advance, so we'll go further. Okay, so yesterday we have started with small programs, and may I know what is the transaction code for writing the program? Manoj and Raj were present yesterday. So, what is the transaction code we have?
SC36, I think.
No. How about you, Raj? It is SE38. Okay. So, SE38 is a transaction code. Yes. Raj, not SC. It's SE. Okay. So, whatever the transaction codes we can see it over here, it is SE. Okay. Thus, you remember. So we have started with this. So I have come inside this. I'll just create one more source program so that others will understand. So we had created ztest12, we had created. So what I'll give name, we have been discussing that key why we have given a name as Z test. Okay, so I'll repeat this once again. Whenever you are giving a program name, understand that key from A up to X, that is nothing but A, B, C, D, E, F up to X, the names have been already given to the default programs of SAP. So whatever the already present programs are there, so A to X names have been used. So it's a better practice to use, to give your name, either you use Y or you give Z. So Z or Y is the best thing to go. What I will do over here is I'll be just choosing the name Z test. I'll add this. It's not mandatory. You can only write Z, and you can write whatever the name you want it further to this. I'll add a Z test, and after the Z test, I'll go with the next thing. Okay. Uh, just a moment. Just a moment. I think this screen has been stuck, right? Yeah, we have lost it. Just a moment. Huh? Just a little bit of network issue. Just give me a moment. I'll just reconnect it. Yeah, sorry for that inconvenience. We'll start with this. So I was just telling you about this. It's not that you have to use this only. Yesterday we had created one program with name ZTest12. It's not mandatory that every time you have to use ZTest only. You can use anything, but make sure that it is starting. Your name is starting with Z or Y. Okay, because from A to X the letters have been already used. I'll just show you with this what we have done it yesterday. So there are a few things we have gone through, so that will be a revision for Manoj and Raj also. So we had done few of these things. that is nothing but writing, that is printing on the screen. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just copy this and I'll just show you with the new program. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just go back and let's copy this program. So you can copy this program like this. Okay, I'll just add it as 123. Let's see 123. I'll just copy it. Okay, and this, okay, you want me to create the new program, right? So 123, I'll just create a 123 like this. You can give the name and you can click on create. Okay, once you are clicking on create, one window will come where you have to give the title of the program. So let's say my first ABAP program, anything you can give. Let's say my like title of the program is this. Let everything be like that only. We have a types. Okay, what are these types and all those things, we will see it afterwards. For time being, you just select, this is the executable program, so I'll select it as a executable program only, the first choice, and then I'll click on save. So when I click on save, another window will come where I need to select the package. Okay, so for time being, for like working here, we'll be working in like temporary package. Okay, so I'll save this as a local object, and once you have clicked on the local object, your program will be created and you can see it the editor screen over here. Okay, so we'll get this editor screen over here. So whenever you want to print anything onto the screen, let's say I want to print a hello message, so I'll just write and I'll use single quote and I'll say hello class. Okay, let's say hello class, end with single quote and end the entire sentence with dot. As we were using in C or any other programming language, we use semicolon or something to end. Like this, we have a dot operator over here to end. Like this is the full stop. It indicates that one line has been done. Okay, so once you are done with this, you can just save it. I don't need to add any of the package, I don't need to write any main or something like that. It is very simple programming language we have. So I'll just say write hello class, okay, in single quotes. So I'll just save this. Once your program has been saved, okay, we have to follow these steps. Every time whenever we are writing the program, you have to follow certain steps. Write the code, save the code, then check the code. This checking is nothing but you are just checking for the syntax, if my program is correct or no. It is something like debugging or compiling the program. So I'll just click on check. If everything is correct, you can get the message in a status bar below over there saying that it is syntactically correct. I'll just try to add some error in this. I'll save this and I'll check this. Okay, so I'll save it and try to check this. Now you can clearly see that we have errors and it will be displayed like this. So it is a syntax error. Syntax error, it will just show you over here what is syntax error. So I'll just correct it syntactically, save this, and now I can check it once again. So you remember this symbol. This is for checking for correction or errors. So once I am done with this, if my program is syntactically correct, then I'll activate the program. So first is save, second is check, third is activate. So once you activate the program, you will get this prompt. You just click on this continue button. So your program will be activated and you can get the message over here, object activated. So after activation, you execute. You can see over here. So this is the symbol for your executing the program, or that is nothing but here it is called as a direct processing. I'll just go to the next process from this screen. So I'll just click on this. When I click on this, I can get this screen, and this is called as a selection screen. I'll just tell you about this screen, what is this or what it is, what it does. You can see here, you can see your output here on the screen, and whatever the title you had given, you can see it on the top. My first ABAP program. This is the title of the program. Here also you can get the same title. Okay, and this is my whatever the output is there, whatever I have written, that I am getting it over here. So this is how I can create a simple program. Okay, if I want to add two sentences, what I'll do is I'll use a comma separator. That is nothing but one single comma I'll use, and I'll write good luck. Okay, I'll write good luck. This is the second thing I can use. Save it, check this, activate this, and run this. So you can see that I have got a complete hello class, good luck. So I have got this output. Now consider that key if I want to take this to the new line. So we have a slash operator. It is called as a slash operator. I'll just use this slash, which will take good luck to the next line. So I'll just save this, check it. If it is correct, activate this. If it is activated, then run this. So you can see that I have got this on a new line. We have done this yesterday. I'm just repeating this once again so that everyone else will understand what we have done it earlier. So it is coming on the next line. So if I want to add another line to this, okay, if I want to add another line to this, like I want one line gap between these two, how we can do this, Manoj?
Double slash.
Double slash. Okay, how about you? Skip. Okay, so we have two options over here. You can see that. Yeah, I'll just tell you. Okay, I'll just tell you how we can do this. I'll just go back to this. I can use comma slash. So it is going to add one more line. I'll just show you. Check it. Activate this and run. So you can see that hello, one line gap, and good luck. We have this. But now, what if I want to add more lines, like more line gap I want to add? I want to add a gap of 10 lines, 30 lines, 50 lines, 60 lines. That gap cannot be added with slash, because if I go on doing that, I need to use 10 slash, 30 slash, 50 slash, like that. So it is time consuming. So to overcome this, we have one more syntax called skip. Okay, so what I can do is you have to always remember that whatever your skip command is there, that skip command cannot be used with your write command. So I'll just write here skip separately. Okay, I'll just write skip here separately, full stop. Then I'll come down, I'll write again write statement over here, save this. Okay, so once I'm done with the saving, I can use Ctrl S or this button, save, check it, activate this, okay, and run. So you can see I have got one line of space. It is same as using the slash. So if I want 10 lines of gap, I can add a number over here directly. 10, skip 10 means it is going to skip 10 lines. Okay, save, check, activate, and run. So you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, up to 10 lines it has been left. So if you want to add more lines of like gap, like 19, 18, whatever, whichever the number you added over there, it is going to skip that much amount of lines. Okay, so you can see here. So that much amount of line gap has been left. So this is how you can do this. I'll show you one more thing. I'll just add 2 lines of gap over here. And what I'll do over here is I can print this also with spaces from left side. That means like we leave a spaces, that also we can do it over here. How I can do this is I'll add 10 over here and I'll add 30 over here, so that you will observe the difference between these. So I'll add 10 over here, I'll add 30 over here. I'll just save this, check this, activate this, and run this. Okay, so you can clearly observe that it has been leaving 10 spaces here, 2 lines here, and 30 spaces here. So these are all 30 spaces we have it over here. So this is how I can add the vertical space or horizontal spaces using the numbers. Okay, everyone is clear up to this one? Up to this, everyone is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
yeah. Okay, fine then. Okay, now one more thing we had seen, and that is nothing but adding the colors. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just say that let's say color. We can add a colors to our output, and we have 1 to 7 colors are 1 to 7. Here we cannot use green, white, red, whatever we want. We have fixed set of colors, that is 1 to 7. I'll add one first over here, and what I'll do is I'll add color 7 over here. I'll just save this, and you can observe the difference, what exactly or how exactly you're getting the output over here. You can see here, this is the color first, color 1, and this is the color 7. From between 1 to 7 you can use any of the color. I'll use 4 over here, and let's say I'll use 5 over here. Save it, check it, activate and run. You can see the difference. This is the color difference we have. Okay, so like this we have a 1 to 7 colors also that we can add it. So we have learned how to add horizontal spaces, how to add vertical spaces, how to add again this and colors, how to use skip to skip multiple lines, how to use a number to give space, like this. So next is your parameters. So I have already created a new program. I'll just add it inside this only. So parameters is nothing but now if I execute this program, I'm getting direct values. Okay, I'm getting the direct values, and I have not been prompted to enter something. So if I want a screen where a user can enter his choice, and that I can take it inside the program and perform on that. So I'll just show you what is parameter. I'll just remove this, and I'll write a syntax, or I'll write the command called parameters. Okay, remember these commands. Okay, parameters, and I'll use same thing, colon. Now which whatever I want I can add it over here. I want name, so I'll add name. Size, how much size? 10 size we wanted, so I'll add 10, and I'll add type C. I'll tell you what are these. So there are data types. Can anyone tell me what do you mean by data type? What is data type? In any other programming language also we can see this data type. What it is? Yes? Yes, Aswini?
Yes, sir.
What is data type?
So data type means that is int string in which we
Store the data.
yes, sir, store the data.
Yes.
That is int string float double.
Yes. So we have a many different data types in many different programming languages. Depending upon the programming languages, these data types will differ. So we will discuss what are the different data types we have. Yes, Raj. Char, int, string, float, double, long. Many different data types we have seen it into C programming. So here we have a data type. First, understand what do you mean by data type, or what happens inside the memory. Leave about ABAP. I'll just explain you about in general. In general, I'll explain you. I have this. Yes. I have this. I'll just add one sheet, new sheet. Okay. So consider that whatever the blocks you can see it over here, this is what your memory is. Your memory is divided into number of blocks, but one thing that you need to understand that your blocks are of not same size. So this you can see it of same size. In a memory, it is not of same size. Some will be small, some will be medium, some will be very large size blocks. Like this, every block will be of different size. So what will happen is whenever I say int A, int B, or int C, whatever we have seen it till now. So if I say anything, what it is going to do is these are the memory locations. Many different memory locations will be there. So any of the memory location it will choose and it will store the value. Okay, like now we have selected name. So this box, whatever this box is there, to this box it is going to give you or name it as, okay, let's say this name is name. Okay, so in a memory this will be stored like this, and it will also say that this is character. So we have used C, so this will say that this is character. Now what do you mean by this is I can only save characters in this. I'm just talking in general, huh? I'm talking in general, not about SAP. I'll tell you about the SAP once we get into this. So in this we can store characters. So in case if I say int A, so what will happen, somewhere in the memory it will go, it will store one location and it will give a name as A, and it will say that I can store integer in this. So like this, somewhere in the memory it is going to store the data. Okay, the same thing happens over here also. So understand, data type is nothing but what type of data I'm going to store in this memory location. What type of a data I'm going to store in this memory location. It is just a type of data. So we have a different types of data. Like we have a characters, we have a strings, we have a numbers. Whole numbers is called as int. Like fractional numbers are called as float. So like this, many different data types we have. So let's study what are the different data types which are available in SAP. So first data type we are going to see over here is C, and C is nothing but here it is called as a character itself. But one thing that you need to understand that key here, character takes everything. In ABAP, it is going to take alphabets, it is going to take numbers, it is going to take symbols, everything it is going to take. Character means whatever you have it on a keyboard. Keyboard, it is considered as a character. So you can enter anything. But one specific thing you need to understand that with C, data type C, it is mandatory to mention the length. So how much length I want, that is mandatory to maintain. Okay, so just remove this length. I'll just save this. I'll check this. Okay, you can see now this is correct. I'll execute this. I'll activate this and I'll execute this. Okay, activated, execute. Now can you see here how much space I am getting? What is the space I am getting it over here? 1. Okay, so that is where we will lag. So that means when we have it something like this, so we need to understand that we need to give a proper spacing to this. So spacing is very much important over here. Now one what I'll enter with 1, it is 1 character here. So if I want more, I'll add size to this. So I'll just say I want name of size 10. So let's say 10. Okay, type C. Now I'll just save this, check this, activate this, and run this. I'll run this, I'll get this. So this is, I can enter 10 characters over here now. Okay, so it is telling me to enter the name. You can add anything. We have used name, so it is giving me name over here, and like this I can enter over here. Clear with this? Okay, the further step is to process this. What I am going to do when user enters something like this. Whenever user entering something like this, he will execute. Now what is executing? You can see this clock button over here. This is called as execute. So if I enter my name over here now and try to execute, you can see nothing. Nothing has happened because we have done nothing with this name. Okay, so nothing is happening. So what I'll do is I'll just go back and I'll just try to write this. So I'll write this name, let's say with color 4. Okay, I'll just print that name, whatever the this is called as variable name. So this is variable, this is data type, and this is size. So this you remember. So with this variable, I'm printing the variable. Write is nothing but print. Parameter is nothing but it is taking the input. So I'll just save this, check this, activate this, and run. So when I enter my name now and click this execute, you can see that my name will be printed over here. Can you tell me what is your observation with this? Can anyone tell me what is your observation? Something is there on the screen. Okay, something is there on the screen. But what is different or what observation you can make?
It is this.
Output screen. Okay, this is the output screen. Fine, fine. No worries with that. I'll tell you about the output screen and all those things. Observe that even if my name I have printed over here of 4 letters, I still have the space over here. That is because I have mentioned 10. So it is going to take 10 spaces it is going to take. So like that it has been done. Okay, so this you need to understand that key when I mention 10, that it is going to reserve 10 spaces. It is something like when I mention 10, so 10 size ka block will be reserved. So because of that, you can see it on the screen. If I enter the entire name over here, I'll just execute this one. I'll execute this and I'll enter entire name over here and I'll just execute. You can see now it is taking the whole space. And if I just go back and if I enter only this much ABH 3 letters. Okay, now you can see ABH and remaining 7 spaces are reserved. Clear with this? Clear everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now can anyone tell me what will happen? What will happen if I don't enter anything? Means I have entered 3 letters, I have got 3 spaces. I have entered 10, I have got 10. If I don't enter anything, what I am going to get?
Blank.
Blank. Blank बोलने से better है कि I am going to get space. Okay, space. Nothing. So you have to understand that characters, for a character's length is required and space is the default value. Okay, so what I'll make it over here is I'll just remove these things. Let me remove these things and I'll start it from here. Okay, so what we will do is we'll go on listing the things. We have keyword. Okay, we have a first keyword, then we have type. I'll write here type. Okay, and then we have length. We will be writing if the length is required or no. So length, and then we have example, like how we can use it. So I'll just write as example, and also I'll write it over here somewhere. Okay, I'll write it here itself, like default. That means what it is going to take as a default value. So first keyword is C, the type is character, so I'll write it in short char. Length, is it required or no? Yes, we require the length, so I'll write it as required. Okay, and example we have written it as parameters. parameters, then colon, then we have written name of size 10 and type C. Okay, so this we have written, and default value is space. Okay, so clear with the first thing. First keyword is clear, first data type is clear to you. Yes, everyone is clear with the first data type.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'll go back, we'll see the next data type, and next data type is nothing but I, and for that I we do not require this, so I'll just write it as number, and I data type is nothing but integer, and we don't require size, so I'll just write number over here. Save this, check it, activate this and run. I'll get this. So you can see we have like this, and if I enter, you tell me your observation now again. So I'll enter 1 2 3 4 5 6. What is your observation again? Okay, I'll just show you one example. I'll go back and I'll just use comma over here. I'll come down, I'll come over here, I'll add a name of size 10 and type C. Okay, and what we will do is we'll also print the name. Okay, we'll also print the name, let's say in color 1. So whenever I want to continue, I'll be using a comma, and you can continue over here only. It looks nice, so I have taken it down. So I have taken another parameter of type C, first parameter of type I. This is of type integer, this is of type character. I am printing the number, I am printing the name. So I'll just save this, check it, activate this. I'll activate it directly. If I have a mistake, you will get it over here only. So I'll just run this. Now you tell me the observation when I enter the numbers 1 2 3 4 5, or when I enter the name. What is the difference? Yes, Manoj?
Maybe starting from left, sir.
Yeah. So numbers are right aligned and text characters are left aligned. So that is the major difference between these. Because whenever we are working with the numbers like 1000, 2000, or any lakhs or hundreds, that it should align it properly, and because of that it is right aligned, and whatever your text is there, it is left aligned. Okay, so you can change this alignment. We have it in a coming classes to how to change the alignment from right to left or center or left to right. These changes we can do, this alignments we can change, and how we can change this alignment we will see it in a further classes. So I'll just execute this. Okay, so I have printed on a same line, so it is coming it like this. What I'll do is okay, if I want it on the next line, I'll just add slash to this. I'll see this, check this, activate this, and run this. I'll add 1 2 number over here, and I'll add ABC over here. Okay, and I'll execute. So you can see this. So this is how I'm going to get the answer. So if I don't add anything over here to the numbers, if I don't add anything, I'm going to get 0. So with this, our next thing is I'll just copy this one. I'll copy this entire line over here and I'll paste it. to this. So next keyword is I. It is integer. I'll write it in short. Length not required. So I'll just write nr not required. What is the example? Example is instead of name and this, I'll use number and type I. Okay, and default value will be 0. Okay, default value will be 0. Clear with these two? So next data type we have it as date. Okay, so I'll just go back over here, and what I'll do is let me remove this one. Let me remove this, and I'll write date over here. You can use anything, any parameters. No, it's just a variable, so you can use anything. So we are typing the dates, so I'll write date only, and the keyword is D, full stop. And here also I'm just going to print the date. So I'll remove everything and I'll just write date. So whatever the date I'll be storing, that will be printed. So I'll just save this, check this, activate this, and run this. So it is telling me to enter the date. So if I don't enter anything and if I execute, you can see zeros. How many zeros? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Why 8 zeros? Why 8 zeros we have? Because it is divided like date, DD, then month, MM, that is 4, and year, YY. Okay, so I'll just enter a date over here and you can observe the difference. What happens? 0, 3, 0, 4, some date 2022. Anything I'll enter, I'll execute. You can see whatever the date I have entered, that I am getting it over here. So if I go back, you can see that it has been separated with the dots. Okay, so this is how it has been stored. System default values are different. It depends on client to client, that I'll tell you. This client can specify his own date format. He can choose anything like DD, YY, MM, or he can choose YYY, MM, DD, or he can even choose MM, DD, YYY. It's left to the user how he is going to do. If he wants to use a dot operator, he can use dot operator. If he wants to use slash operator, he can use slash operator. If he wants to use hyphen in between these, he can use it. So it's left to the users, but by default it will be stored like this. So this is DD, MM, and this is YYY. So that is the default, we have it over here. Okay, so what we will do today is we'll stop over here. Okay, so you just go through this. I'll just